Right then, this is Project Cars, guys. I know you guys have wanted me to play this for however long it's been out, but I just haven't got around to it, and I didn't really have the money to buy it, and I found it for a good price, and I was like, yeah, okay, we're going to buy it. And you can see we're starting a career mode today, and I'd really appreciate your guys' support on this video. I mean, I know I've got the game late and everything, but if we can try and hit 1,000 likes on this video, I would really appreciate it. I mean, it'd be amazing. So here's our first contract offer. We've got two offers from a Formula C team, which is a Formula 3 car, so sort of the third tier on the Formula sort of calendar. If you count Formula 1 as the first tier, I don't know which way round you'd do it, but this is going to be a pretty long video, guys. This is going to include the first whole season from this career mode, so it's going to be about 40 minutes long. I'm probably going to take some breaks in the recording, so you might notice that along the way. I don't think I can honestly be entertaining for 40 minutes straight, so yeah, you might hear some cuts along the way, but hopefully it'll be a good sort of video, and hopefully it's going to be a great series for you guys as well. I'm going to hope to record and upload sort of these sort of length of videos probably about 2 or 3 times a week. I know it's tough, but that's what I'm aiming. But anyway, here's some of the fan thing here. It's a bit like Twitter. You can see Formula C season has finally begun. Hope to see Alex Afro doing well or whatever. He's obviously a glory supporter. He knows I'm going to do the best. Lots of people saying that I'm alright, and lol, starts the seasons. People saying Alex Afro is the champ. Hashtag no chance. Why do you have to be so mean? I've only just started the game. I might have to just like sell my Steam account or whatever now. That's really made me upset. Anyway, at least there's some people actually saying that I could do well. I mean, that's what I want at least. Anyway, the calendar. Let's get the calendar and start off this season. So you have 4 choices. You can start off with the British, Asian or US, and Formula Rookie as well. But there's no point doing that because it's already sort of started. So I decided to do the British Formula C series, as I know the tracks. I'm like, yeah, okay, that's probably good. And then, oh, I accidentally simulated to the second qualifying session. So accidentally, I'm not actually going to be qualifying for my first race. This is actually qualifying for my second race. I accidentally double clicked, which means I skipped second practice and qualifying 1, so we're straight into qualifying 2 here, and this is my best lap from qualifying 2. I don't think there's much point of me showing you the whole of qualifying 2, as it did get a bit boring because I was just practicing obviously as well. You know, you guys have seen through my series in the past, I don't normally do the practice sessions. I normally just go straight into qualifying, and it should make for better racing as I'm learning along the way, and maybe some more risky overtakes along the way here. Getting a bit wide there, but we have set the best sector one time through there, which is looking good already. Obviously we're going to start in 20th place for the first races of the season, so that's going to be pretty tough to get anywhere up the field, but this is a really good opportunity here to have a good result in the second race, which will be later on in the day in the sunset. It's all a bit different, you'll see later on in the video. Quite a lot of locking up there as we try and turn through. I literally have no idea what any of these corners are called here at Snetterton, so I'll just go along with whatever it's called, the corner. If I see a corner name, I'm going to say it. It's probably going to be a wrong corner name of whatever. Long straight, yes, we can definitely say that is a pretty long straight, one of the longest straights on the British sort of racing calendar actually. Just heading down into this quick left and then right. You've got to carry a lot of speed through there. We're quicker through sector 2 as well. Oh, make a bit of a mistake there over the curb. Ooh, luckily no off-track penalty there. That would have been disappointing. It would have invalidated that lap, and I'm not too sure we would have had time actually to complete another lap as well. So it's going to be final corner here. You've got to be committed through here. It's a fast right-hander, then switching to a left-hander there, hitting the apex, foot to the ground, and up to the start-finish line here. What is the time going to be? Is it even going to be fastest? Obviously fastest 2 sectors here across the start-finish line. Set the fastest new lap there, and we'll slow down here. And look at that, we are fastest by just over half a second there. But we go into the first race here, which is earlier on in the morning, and you obviously know I'm starting in last place because I accidentally skipped the qualifying. Obviously not ideal, but it should have some overtakes in this race. The lights are out, and wasn't really paying attention there, so I missed shifting into first gear for the first race of this hopefully long series here. As we head down to turn 1, looking down the inside, no, we're just going to play it safe, I'd say, for the first couple of corners. At least the first corner, at least. We'll probably try and get past people here. I'm definitely not playing it safe here. Looking to the inside, braking late here into the hairpin, which can cause chaos, but it hasn't this time. That's a couple of positions gained. Cars going off in the grass as well, but we get around a couple there. One gets back past us here as we run side by side with this orange car on our inside here. Trying to go around the outside here. And we're going over the curb here, up in the air, track penalised lap thing, as we get past the orange car and out into the braking zone here. Is it bit of contact was there between the two cars in front of us here, as we've got a car down our inside here. Is he going to get back past us here? There's cars all over the place here. I think we're running too wide here, so I think braking, we missed our braking point there, completely off the track, and that's going to drop us down into last place, I'd assume now. So that's obviously a disappointing start there, after having a promising start after gaining a couple of positions at the start there and dropping down the order to last place once again. And now we've got to complete that fight back. But basically, guys, I think my foot slipped off the brake there. So I was braking and then my foot slipped off the brake and I just sort of ran into the back of that guy there, and I just went, off into the grass as well. So obviously that wasn't exactly the best thing to do there. But we've got to fight back in our hands here. Nelson is what this corner's called. I thought it was called Brundle or something. I don't know. But is it Brundle, this one? I don't know. I literally, as I said, don't know. But I think in Snetterton, a lot of the corner names are named after famous racing drivers, or famous British racing drivers, I should say. So I think there's Hamilton, Brundle, even though he's not very good. Just kidding. He got a few podiums along the way. He saw Murray. He's obviously, I'm assuming, for Murray Walker there at the final turn there. Heading across the start-finish line here, it's going to be tough. This is only a 2-lap race, this first race of the season. A sprint race is 2 laps, and the feature race is 3 laps. So it's not exactly the longest races in the world. And yeah, so that means that if you make a mistake on the first lap, or any point of these races really, it's going to be tough to come back from it. And for anyone wondering what difficulty I'm on, I'm actually on 80% difficulty. It's just the standard difficulty that I was on, so I was like, let's just go with that for at least this first championship season here to see how we do. If it's about right, I'll stay with it. If it's a bit too easy or hard, I'll change the difficulty to suit. But at the moment, obviously, we're in 20th place. I mean, we got pole position for the second race, and that should be a good result for that. But at the moment, it's not looking like it's an incredibly easy difficulty for me nonetheless. We'll see, obviously, throughout this first season as well. We'll see. There's races from Alton Park and Donington, I think the last race, or the last round of the season is as well. So we'll be obviously looking out for those rounds and maybe a bit of practice as well to hopefully build our speed up. But it looks like actually Snetterton's the track we're actually good at, which I was quite surprised at. It's one I haven't actually driven a whole amount in other racing games in the past, but for some reason it just sort of suits my style of driving, which is good. I mean, lots of fast corner. Well, I don't know. Are there lots of fast corners? There's a couple of fast corners where you need to be committed, and I think I was pretty committed in this race. But I suppose if you up the AI difficulty, they would be as well. But look at this final turn. How much we gain on the AI is pretty incredible here. And final turn here through Murray's for the final turn. There's a bit of contact in front of us there. But as we build the speed up to the start-finish line here, we're going to unfortunately come home in 20th place for the first race of our campaign here. But good experience. We know we have the pace over some of the cars at the back of the grid, so this could be a good second race here. Let's keep our fingers crossed nonetheless that it can be a bit better there. But here we are, on to race number 2. Hopefully this one will go a little bit better. Obviously we're starting on the pole position for this race, so it should be a better result than obviously 20th place from that last race there. But obviously we do have 1 point for actually qualifying and pole. You get 1 point for qualifying pole, 1 point for fastest lap in the race as well. So we get 1 point for qualifying pole for this race. So we won't go away from this weekend completely empty-handed here. Lights are out and away we go here for the second race of the season. I go defensive, there's a bit of contact, didn't realise the second place driver was there already, so into turn 1 I leave him space down the inside, but we keep our foot in and we go around the outside here, but we run a bit too wide there over the grass here, but I go switch back to the inside, go defensive, slow up in the middle of the corner, but there's contact as someone tries to go on the outside of me there, and I get pushed across the curb from that red and white car there, who's gone from, I guess, 3rd or 4th place there into the lead of the race with some brave moves down the inside there. He's got his car up into the lead of the race here. I wish there was a part of the game where you could sort of switch on the AI driver names. I'm not too sure. Is there an option for that? Let me know in the comment section down below. as that would actually really help me out in this career mode as well, to identify who is who, because at the moment we literally got no HUD except from the speedometer, the tyre, temperature, the fuel, and also the gear. But we go down the inside here, locking up the brakes, but we get that move done, and that's back into second place now. So a very interesting start that was there. But let's be honest, guys, we had a pretty bad race last time, obviously, with last place, and this one, maybe we don't need to go all out to try and win it. Maybe we can just be content with second or third place. Well, I mean, I could say that, but who's ever content with second or third place in real terms? Obviously, everyone always wants to win, especially one of the first races of the season. So the red and white car in the lead this race has pulled away here, and this blue car in second place just in front of us here is going a bit wide through here. We're looking down the inside. Can we carry speed? We've carried more speed. We're looking down the inside here. We're looking up the brakes here. We're looking up all over the place. We're jumping over the curb, and I think there was a bit of contact there, but luckily for us we get through it, both of us unscathed, and he's still in second place. I'm still in third place. I mean, obviously would have lost a bit of time to the leader there, but somehow we managed to get both of us through there, and there's a bit of contact. He brakes so much through turn 1, I was not expecting that whatsoever. He can go nearly flat out through turn 1 there. I've made the mistake, he's gone off the track. I guess I pushed him off the track there as we head down the inside. Once again, a brave move down the inside, which is going to grab third place, run him out of road. There was a bit of contact as he turned into us there, but that's back to third place. But about that turn 1 incident, guys, I wasn't really expecting him to brake that early. I mean, you could say it's a bit similar to what we saw in the Monaco Grand Prix yesterday, where Grosjean braked, it seemed early on old tyres, and then Verstappen just powering it, obviously trying to go down the inside, but braking way too late by the looks of it as well. I think it was a bit of a combination. Grosjean braked early because he was on old tyres. Verstappen on new tyres thought he could brake even later, and caught them both out there in a big accident, and Verstappen obviously out of the race. I don't know why I'm commentating it like I'm doing my review, but it was that sort of thing. I obviously braked either a bit too late, or maybe the AI just not programmed to be very fast through there. And for us, I mean, it didn't really make much of a difference. We're still in third place here, but it's just different people in front of us there. Obviously, I don't want to be smashing people out of the race there, but really unexpected there for him to brake that much and that early through that corner there. I mean, I sometimes don't even brake through there, just lift off the accelerator, maybe does just as good a job there. But here we are around the final couple of corners here at Snetterton. This isn't the last lap of the race, but it could really be this position. I mean, it's looking unlikely we're going to be able to get past the second place guy. Definitely not going to get past the leader there, making a slight mistake on the final turn as well, shifting it down to first gear as we made a bit of a mess of it, really, in all fairness. Didn't exactly get the corner how we wanted. Now up across the start finish line into turn 1. Look, watch through here, guys. I brake a little bit through turn 1, carried a speed through there, don't run wide this time, so maybe I could have carried a bit more speed through that corner here, but into the hairpin, locking it up, missing the apex. Well, we get the late apex actually, so does that count? But we're still trying to close down second place here, and a couple more valuable points. It's like F1 style points, so the guy in front of me would have got 18 points, I'll get 15, so I mean it's 3 points difference, but I had that extra point for fastest lap. Sorry, I don't have that extra point for fastest lap yet. We'll see that later on, as we'll see at the end of the race who's got the fastest lap. But what I meant to say is we've got the fastest time in qualifying, so that's 1 point there at least. We'll see at the end, so that's 1 point at least we've got there. So maybe not overtaking this guy will. It's looking unlikely anyway, isn't it? We're a bit too far back here, trying to get past him. Even if we were close here, it might be a bit too risky. I mean, it's our debut season on Project Cars. There's no need to be risking it all. I mean, because we're most likely going to have a second season, especially. It's going to be unlikely we're going to win the championship, and from what I've been seeing, guys, you need to get like first or second in the championship to be promoted up to bigger series. So yeah, let's just hope here to bring home third place and solid points for our championship. And it looks unlikely we're going to get past him unless he makes a mistake. I mean, the AI do make mistakes in Project Cars, which I'm actually impressed about. It's actually really good to see the AI making mistakes. The AI actually either very bad or half decent. It's kind of a bit strange, in all honesty, guys. AI either complete rubbish or actually quite good to race against, which is strange. They're programmed quite weirdly, I think. Not technically badly, but weirdly. But there is third place. Let's see how we do. Do we actually get the fastest lap, obviously, because there is a point for that as well. So if we can get that, that would be good here. And yes, we do get that. You can see we're on 16 points, not 15, so we get that 1 point for fastest lap, as well as that 1 point for qualifying, so we get 17 points over the weekend there. You can see race 2, we pretty much dominated except for not getting the race win there. So qualifying, pole, qualifying, well, not qualifying, we get the fastest lap, and 3rd place on the podium, not too bad. And with 5th place in the championship, quite a way behind the leader there on 17 points. Anyway, we'll skip ahead to Oulton Park now. This is qualifying 1, I remembered it, but it didn't go good whatsoever. You can see 12 seconds remaining on the clock. I haven't got a lap time in here. This was going to be my fastest lap time. Obviously, it was going to be my only lap time in qualifying, this lap right here, but I made the mistake of running ever so slightly too wide. And you can see we're going to miss out on qualifying once again, and we're going to start in last place for the first race. Absolutely frustrating. Really, obviously I want to be going for pole positions and good results in qualifying, but it just wasn't to be that time. I made the slight mistake of running wide and losing that lap time there, but anyway, this is qualifying 2. Need to make amends in this race and hopefully have a decent qualifying. I mean, it's going to be hard to replicate the pole position from the first race of the season at Snetterton, or the second race of the season I suppose technically, but we could still have a good start here. I mean, I know we had the pace to be up there. Obviously, we held on to 3rd place in that last race, so we've shown we've got good pace in this series so far. So let's see how we do. But we've got a bit of traffic here. We've got 2 cars in front. Oh, actually, so there's 3 cars in front of us there, because there's 2 just in front of him. We've got a fastest first sector time there, which is really good. Now, can we just get past these cars? They're going to be holding us up here unless they are one of the better drivers on the grid, but it doesn't look like they are. We've closed in on them so much on this lap already. So how are we going to get past them? Is it going to be a dive down the inside? I'm definitely looking about it, but no, we're not going to quite be able to do that. Quick right, then left. Make sure we don't lose it under power there. Luckily for us, we don't, but we're so much faster than this green car. Just get out of the way. For some reason, we get blue flags whenever we're on track, and the AI just never seem to get blue flags. They always just sit in the middle of the road, depending whether on the lap or not, and I just get blue flags whatever, which is really frustrating. Look at this, guys, just holding us up so much here through this second sector here. I think the second sector splits about here as we oh no, it isn't us. We get you can see, look, we get a blue flag. We didn't get a fastest sector there, so now setting a fastest lap of the race up to the start finish line there, slightly wide through there and across the start finish line. What's the time going to be? We'll see obviously as we skip ahead towards the end of qualifying in a second, but 6th place, suppose it's not too bad. But anyway, this is the first race where once again we're starting in last place. So here we are then, guys, for the first race here in Oulton Park. The lights are going on here, the revs are building, and the green light is on, and away we go for this sprint race here. Quite a bad start actually, putting the throttle down a little bit too much, getting a bit sideways as we head down to turn 1. Hopefully going to get past a couple of people on this first lap of the race here. Hopefully not repeat our last place finish from race number 1 of the season. Looking to the outside here. It's risky going around the outside here as lots of cars dive to the outside. We're going a bit side by side here. It looks like we've gone side by side with that yellow car. Who has he gone off the track? I don't know where he's gone in the mirrors. You can't see him. Going through the gap here. Is it possible? No, it's a bit of contact with the green car on the inside. He was sort of swerving from one side to the next there. As we head to the next one, I'm looking down the inside. No, there's a slight mistake. No, completely wrong there. And smashing a car off the track there. That is not what we wanted whatsoever. And that's dropping us down to positions once again after that silly mistake. And all down the inside here. No, we're not going to quite get that move done. Let's try our best to get back some of those positions we lost after the silly mistakes on lap number 1. So at least we're in a bit of a better position than we were in that first race last time out. But we're switching down the gears quite quickly there to follow this white and green, I think. Is it this car in front? I can't even tell from this position really here. We're chasing him down. It looks like he is pretty much the 3rd to last car now, unless there's a car behind the one you can see in my mirrors as well. I'm not too sure what's happening there, because obviously I was overtaking someone in that first lap, then they sort of just disappeared, so I'm not too sure what happened to them. Anyway, we're going to obviously only have 1 lap to go after this one, as it is only a 2-lap race here. So our final call here at Oulton Park. We're going to run a tad wide. Yes, we are, over the curves and up to the start finish line here. You can see this orange car in my mirrors is all over the back of me here. He's not going to want to finish in last place again, and obviously I'm not going to want to finish in last place at all. But it might be the case that that orange car can get past us here. But fast left-hander here. Obviously we made a bit of a mess of it on the first lap of the race. I mean, we did gain a couple of positions out of it, but there were cars hitting us and crashing into us, so maybe we could have done something a bit better there. But it's all about learning this game as well, because this game is a little bit different to some of the other ones you've tried. I mean, I know in the past I did say this game actually wasn't that good, but since playing it, it's been a massive improvement to what the game I played like a couple of years ago when it was in beta and whatever. Massive improvement, which is actually really good to see. How much time they spent on it is really good. Graphics are amazing, the physics are really good, and it's a lot better than the game I played at Eurogamer last year as well. I think also the game I played at Eurogamer, it was on easiest difficulty and everything, all the assists were on. It was pretty easy, and that made it really bad in a way actually, because it was just so easy to just go around the track. The AI were terrible in that, actually, the demo I played. A little bit better in here, still not great though, but obviously they do have time to update and improve. But I think they did realise that AI have got to a point where they're decent. They're not great, but they're decent, so it was a decent time to release the game. I wasn't meant to say it like that, but I did anyway. But anyway, final corner of this first race here at Oulton Park. We've got to definitely up our consistent levels here in this campaign. We can't just keep finishing one race good, one race bad. It'd be probably actually better to just finish near the top 10 every race. But that's 18th place. There was a car way back actually, that we didn't see. Maybe he did go off at the first lap. But second race here at Oulton Park. And lights are coming on. Starting is at 6th place. The lights are coming on, and the lights are out, or the green lights on. And away we go here at Oulton Park. Car on our left gets a good start as we head down to turn 1. And we can look down the inside of him. No, we're not going to quite risk it there, as the car running really wide on the exit here. You can see the sun's coming down. But as we go past, we're going to go past this red, white and blue car. Not quite. Can't quite get around the outside of him there, and now we're just going to put the throttle down and try and get past him on the exit. And it looks like we're going to run side by side here. Who's got the extra speed? Looks like he does, and he manages to just get around the outside there without any contact. Now, late on the brakes here, this was the move I was trying to pull on the first race, sort of go down the inside here, but I messed up my braking, hit the car in front, and he went off into the gravel. And this time I make it work and get that move done, and now that's 5th place now. Can we improve on that and maybe get another podium spot? Obviously we got 3rd place in the second race of the season. Can we get another bit of silverware to finish off this weekend at Oulton Park? A track where I'm obviously not as good as I was at Snetterton. The qualifying time showed that I was a little bit further behind the AI than I was in Snetterton, but make a right mess of that and dropping way back from the front 4 now. So maybe it's going to be a race of holding off the cars behind, then keeping up with the ones in front here. As you can see, we've lost a lot of time here, but this is the part of the track where we really do well. We've closed up so much on the cars in front of us here, and we might be able to actually close them back in, or we can keep up this sort of pace for the rest of this race. Final turn here on lap number 1 as we head up to the start finish line here. Looks like we're going to stay in 5th place. No cars will be in the opportunity to overtake us here as we head down to turn 1. Jamming on the brakes there. Luckily no lockup across the Astro, whatever it is, the plasticky stuff on the outside of the track there, and luckily no corner cut or warning, whatever it was, for going across the sort of grass on the outside there, and that kept us within a shout of getting the points for the fastest laps here, unless we make a mistake later on in the lap, which probably will happen. But you can see this is a part of the track where I'm good as well. Late on the brakes, carry the speed through the corner, 5.9 seconds up on our pace lap, which obviously was the first lap of the race, which you'd expect to be slow, because obviously we've got to get off the line, and obviously the first couple of turns still bunched up. Good line through there as well. We actually are catching up to these cars in front of us here, so this could be actually a good shout. Maybe, just maybe, getting anything above 5th place here. It could actually be possible. We might even get onto the podium once again at Oulton Park. I mean, let's not count our chickens before they've hatched here, but there's a decent chance here that we could get anything above 5th place here, especially if some of the AI do make contact there. And I don't know, it's going to start to rain here. That obviously the sun's gone away. It's got a bit miserable towards the end of the day here at Oulton Park. And run through here, no penalty for going across the grass on the outside there, which is good. Final corner. I called it the final corner, I suppose it's technically not, as we run up to the start finish line here under the bridge and across the start finish line any second now. 7.1 seconds up on our pace lap, and that could be the fastest lap we'll see at the end of the race here. running wide, but luckily no penalty there, so we've learned that trick for next season if we don't win the championship, which isn't looking too likely at this point of the season. Obviously we were at the midpoint of the season after the last race, but this is over the midpoint of the season now. Only 6 races in this season, obviously 2 at Snetterton, 2 here at Oulton Park, and 2 in Donington. Donington's the last round of the season, about half a second up there on our pace lap there, so we could here get something even better. We could get a fastest lap here, as well as the points that come with this 5th place, which I think will be 10 points. We'll see obviously at the end of the race here. We've got a bit sideways through there, and it really looks like it's going to rain here. Hopefully it won't, but it does look like it's going to rain here at Oulton Park. But we've only got about half a lap to go here, so hopefully we can miss out on it here. All getting a bit sideways. Hopefully we can miss out on that rain, as obviously we want to miss out on it because we don't want to be going around on dry tyres in the wet conditions here. Final couple of corners, you can see the sector's down, so it doesn't look like we're going to get a better lap time here in the last lap of the race here. Missing the apex there. Hopefully we don't run wide. Oh, we do run wide. Oh, there's nearly a big crash here. We make contact with the wall on the right hand side here, off track twice there. And it says that the next lap time wouldn't have counted. Doesn't really matter because this is the last lap of the race. There's definite damage here on the car. Someone right up behind us here as we head up to the start finish line. We're going to finish in 5th place there, just about. Solid points. I think that's 10 points for that. And yeah, look, 5th place there. 5 and a bit seconds behind the leader there. And we get a point for the fastest lap as well, so that is really good actually. 11 points in the end there, and we get a bonus point, which is really good as well. 1:29, which is a pretty decent lap time around here, and we're down to 6th place in the standings there, guys. You can see 0 wins, which isn't good whatsoever. But anyway, let's skip ahead to the final round of the season. This is Donington, and this is qualifying 1. So building the speed as we head up to turn number 1 here. This is our first wet qualifying session of the year. Slightly locking out the brake and missing the apex into turn 1 there. But this could be a chance at our first double podium points of the season, or podium positions of the season, because if we both get good qualifying results, we could be up there, and this could be a good chance here of 2 podiums if we play our cards right and have a good qualifying session here. But the track isn't that wet. I mean, if this was F1 2014, you could say it might be quicker on the dry tyres, but it isn't F1 2014. This is Project Cars, a completely different game, as you may have noticed. Anyway, this is the longer version of Donington. There is sort of a sprint or shorter or national circuit. I'm not too sure what they call it, but there is a shorter version. I'll point you out where it does sort of differ to that track here as we head down this back straight here. Normally you could turn left into a left-right here and go across the start finish line, but this is the longer version of the track where you go left-right instead of right-left. Yes, hopefully that does make sense. Anyway, up to the final major braking point of the track here. Building down the gears, or going down the gears, 2nd gear here. Our tyres are nicely warmed up, about 30-40 miles an hour through that turn here, building up the speed. I mean, I suppose you can call this last corner a major braking point as well, but it doesn't matter as much as there is a bit more speed there is a bit more, I don't know, space on the corner. I don't know how to perfectly describe it, but you can run wide then cut back the corner, so it's not as bad if you miss the braking points, as proved here. So that was our first qualifying session. This is qualifying session number 2 for the second race of this season finale here at Donington. Obviously we're hoping to do good things here to impress us, maybe a better team for the next season of the career mode here. Going slightly wide through turn 1, maybe not carrying as much speed through that first turn as you would have liked. Now through the fast right left here, where big crashes I remember in touring cars over the years here. Cars or people like Jason Plato actually making big mistakes there, making contact with other cars and then going down the field and over onto his roof. And I don't know whether you guys remember that. It was a couple of years ago when Jason Plato drove for the Chevrolet team. He only had that blue car, if anyone remembers. Probably not. Anyway, we should really focus on our qualifying session here. This could be make or break for next season actually. I mean, we're not going to win the championship this year, as really shown throughout this series, this episode so far I should really say, because it's only the first episode of the series. But it's really not been that consistent, has it? I mean, one race we're at last place, next race we're in the points, fighting for a good result. So definitely, I mean, a good sector 2 time there, so that could help us out here, maybe up the order a bit here. But what I was saying, or meant to be saying there, it needs to be a bit more consistent the next season. We need to be a bit better in qualifying. not make silly mistakes like running wide and all over the grass, that sort of stuff. We need to make sure that we cut that out for the second season. Hopefully we'll get another contract offer. At worst it'll be with this team again. That will give us a contract offer. But across the start-finish line, we don't set the fastest lap. Oh yes, we do. It's quite late coming up there, but qualifying number 2, well, towards the end of the session there, people got very fast, and I only start 13th place for the first race, and I think it was 8th for the second race there. So we qualified for both races, which is a start, but neither of them were exactly amazing qualifying sessions here. But here we are, 2-lap race here, slightly jumping the start there, but luckily for us, no penalty or anything. And for some reason all the cars sort of jammed on the brakes as soon as they got off the starting grid there. But as we head to turn 1, we get down the inside of a couple of cars. There's contact. I don't know what's happening there. There's a big old sponsor thing there flying up in the air. Sponsor board? I don't know what you call it, but there's a big old sponsor board flying up in the air. Someone crashed through it. I'm not too sure. I was turning into turn 1, but I'm assuming someone was crashing into us from the outside, which meant we couldn't steer into the corner right. But anyway, now to make up the positions once again, running side by side with the Marussia coloured car. We get past him and he sort of just goes across the grass a bit here, but we can't really get past this guy in front of us here. Sort of Carlin coloured cars here, the red, white and blue. Get down the inside of him, do we? Are we going to run him out wide? Oh, there's a bit of contact. He runs way across the grass, and this Marussia coloured car goes just back past us there, but I don't know what happened to the blue car there. He just sort of drove off into the gravel. There was a bit of contact, I know, but surely he could have continued. But anyway, trying to get past, we called him just, I don't know, Chilton. No, I won't really. But we should really get the name tags up. I don't know why there isn't any sort of system that's automatically up, or whether you have to press a button for it to come up. I'm not too sure, but I'm sure you guys will let me know in the comment section down below about what happens, if you can do that or not. But anyway, final corner here. It looks like it's going 3 wide through this final corner. It looks like someone's getting pushed out wide over the grass there, or we get overtaken in that final corner as well. Someone with a good overtaking manoeuvre there, and we really need to press on in this second lap here, because we want to get up the positions and maybe get into the points here. There's a bit of contact. We're not going to spin it around, are we? Well, we keep it in the right direction, but that car, where did he go? He's got back onto the track now, but I don't know, that was a little bit risky there. It could have ended up in a spin, but luckily we held it, which I was surprised about, because I didn't think we were going to hold the position there after a bit of contact through turn number 1. But here we are. I've just paused it for a second there just to see what position we were in, but this is the last lap of the race here, so it's not looking like we're going to score points today or in this race nonetheless. It's going to be hopefully a better second race where we should have decent points, because we are starting, was it 8th place for that second race, so we should be a bit better in that second race. But let's be honest, we'd rather have points in both races than maybe just one good result here. But as I said, we're not going for the championship here. There's not really a chance of that. That's for the second season. If we get a better offer or not, I'm not too sure. But we got one of the poles sort of glitching in our car there. It actually happened in qualifying. I cut out obviously some of the slower laps, but actually happened in one of my other laps as well in qualifying, which weird to see it happen again. But it's really quite dry here. I'm not too sure why we're sent out on wet tyres, but it's not really making much of a difference. Final corner down the inside. I think that's a pretty nice move there. We slightly locked up the brakes, but we're going to get the run down the start finish straight. He's alongside us here. There's a car in front of us as well that's going slow after the final turn. What's the position going to be across the start finish line? It's going to be quite close, but I don't think it is points. We'll see. Yes, 13th place. So unfortunately for us, we just miss out by a couple of seconds really on points there. And the leader got the fastest lap as well. We're dropping down the standings now in 9th place actually in the standings going into the final round or the final race of the season. So that's a bit disappointing, but we do start in a points position. So maybe we can just hold that for the rest of this race. But anyway, the last race of the season. The lights are coming on and the green lights are on, and away we go. A pretty bad start once again. We need to get that sorted out for the second season as well. As we head down to turn 1, down the inside, diving up the positions, and this time there's no contact through turn 1, at least for us. We're going around the outside of a couple of cars. There are a couple of cars on the grass as well, but we've made up a couple of positions now. That's 5th place by the looks of it we're into now. There's 3-lap race to finish off the season. We've got one of these Marussia coloured cars. We've dived down the inside. There's a bit of contact as he tries to turn into the corner, but that's 4th place now. A really bold and maybe you could say overly aggressive start for us there, but we're into 4th place here, and now we're looking to get past this guy. Oh, he's quite slow through there, isn't he? He's quite slow through there, which really holds us up through there. But breaking into this corner here where you need to get that right, because there's a big old straight down here where you need to carry the momentum, and it looks like we've actually done quite well there because we're in the slipstream with the car in front of us. Can we look to the inside here? We're only gaining a little bit, but we're down the inside into this chicane here, and we keep to the track, and he just cuts the chicane completely there. That's not very good racing from him there, as he just completely cuts the chicane and gains the position, but into the hairpin towards the end of the lap here, which put it down the inside. But there's contact. He's turned into the corner, and he's sort of, I don't know what he's done there, but for some reason we just couldn't turn into the corner because he was turning into us. But anyway, final corner, we get past this car, the red and black car, but I think he's going to get us on the exit. Yes, he is once again. He's got back past us as we head across the start-finish line. That's 4th place. We're still in that 4th place. We've been in it for about a lap now into turn 1. Not so brave there this time, especially with that possible point of the fastest lap. We need to make sure oh no, we're not going to get it this lap at least because of that corner cut penalty or warning or whatever you call it. We're not going to get it this lap, which is unfortunate. But now, can we get back to 3rd place? I mean, I know it wouldn't exactly been the best season, only 2 podiums if we do get on the podium this time, but still, 2 podiums in your maiden season with a big grid like this, I wouldn't say that's that bad, but obviously I'd say we'd like to have more, but being realistic, it's our first season, and this would still be a pretty decent end to the year with a 3rd place, or maybe even more considering if we can catch up to these first 2 cars here, which are pulling away a little bit, but maybe, just maybe, we can pull them back in the last part of this lap where we could be within a zone where we can slipstream past them down this back straight in a lap's time. But heading up to the hairpin towards the end of the lap here, I suppose there's actually 2 hairpins. This does count as a hairpin, right? I guess it does, and I suppose the last turn does as well. But heading up to that last turn, which I suppose is a hairpin. I mean, let's have a look at it a bit more closely as we head up to it here. Braking into the final turn. I suppose it does count as a hairpin, really, doesn't it? I don't know, it just looks a bit different to what I'd class most hairpins as, but it is a hairpin, as I don't know why I'm rambling on about that, but last lap of the season now, as we're chasing down these 2 leaders here for a possible race win. This could be a race win if we can get past them here, but let's be honest, probably best just to sit back here and take the points and run. That's what a lot of people use, that take the money and run. I'm taking the points and running, I suppose, at this point, because it's going to be tough to get that high up the championship considering how our season's gone. But we've had a good run through here actually. We're right up behind this red, white and blue car. Can we make a nice old move past them here? Not through there. We've had a good run through here though. We're looking to the inside. No, we can't quite get the run through there. We look to the inside. We're going to be late on the brakes. We're down the inside here. He turns into us. There's contact. Where's he gone? I think he's gone off into the gravel. I don't even know where he's gone there, but we were down the inside. I think he turned into the corner there, maybe not expecting us to be there. Maybe that's something that's wrong with the AI, I don't know, but I make these moves, I'm more than alongside him there, and he just turns into the corner. Obviously I'm going to defend my corner in that case, but I still don't think that's really my fault. But anyway, penultimate corner of the season, we're not going to be able to take the win here, but 2nd place would be a nice improvement over this whole season's gone, really. I mean, the best result so far this season was a 3rd place from the 2nd race in the first round. It's going to get complicated, but the first race, what am I saying, the 2nd race from Snetterton, so we got that podium across the start finish line from 8th place to the grid to 2nd place on the road. I'd say that's a pretty nice ending to the season there, and impressive stuff, I'd say. Only just under 2 seconds behind the leader there, and I suppose not too bad of a way to end the season. We get the fastest lap as well, which I suppose is pretty good. 1 extra bonus point for that, and 2nd place on the podium, which is a nice way to end the season as well. Obviously, you'd all want to stand on the top step of the podium, but you can't win every single race. And the champion is Jani Nurminen, I think that's pronounced right. Then Stefan Null, and then Alan Oman in 3rd place. And there is how the championship all ends up. Jani Nurman is the only person to get 2 race wins there. Null in 2nd place with 1 race win, and the guy in 3rd place, I just quickly missed out on his name there. He didn't get any race wins at all, but he still managed to get the 3rd place in the championship, which isn't too bad whatsoever. But let's have a look at our inbox there. You can see a lot of people saying a decent race from me there. I mean, people saying, well, it's not quite a win, but it will do, I guess. I mean, obviously, he's a Glory supporter. Anyway, you can see Afro's eyes. That we first place trophy. That'll be me next. Well, maybe, I don't know. You were this close. Okay, then. I mean, some of these, they just seem to be the same every time, but I suppose it is kind of funny. I can't remember what game had it. What was the game that had something like this before? Was it Dirt? I can't honestly remember what game it was now, but something had it. But anyway, we have a contract renewal. I mean, it's not the greatest thing in the world, but I guess we'll take it. I mean, there's a good chance that we'll have a good season or a better season next time out. But there we are, guys. That is the first episode of this Project Cars Career Mode. Thank you for watching. See you all in a couple of days' time for more Project Cars Career Mode. Have to like, comment, subscribe. Goodbye.